Swear they wise, wise men know they foolish. But we was headed for the web even before computers. I never thought you'd give me a reason to do this. Cain and Abel, Jesus and Judas, Caesar and Brutus. I see intruders, avert your eyes. I told you keep out of the hood, circumcised. How could you sleep? I thought you always was the first to ride. Hey yo, you heard the line, everybody plays the fool. Well, I'll be that exception to the rule. The principle to hand deliver lessons to the school. I was making major moves, my dollar deja vu. My mission was my ambition was brandishing the tool to be an icon. Wearing slippers made of python. Getting mine quicker cause I'm slick as a pipeline. Transporting the oil. Tribulation and toil hit the operation. But I'm back in the soil. Got my crown tilted, my gown quilted. Silver cashmere. Burn the Rome down in a minute. Built it last year. Newsflash. I dodged the bullet that killed the cashier. My homie told me to come with him to the mass shit. Then brother said don't go from written bars filled with rage to primetime television and your gilded cage. Then forget it's people in the world still enslaved. I barbed wire my wrist and let it fill the page. Gunfire and flare, sirens glare. I'm in an iron chair with people who care. Don't get the lion's share. When I don't give a fuck, then I ain't fair. I'm on a higher tier with people getting money like the.
I feel like that was very fitting.
Yeah, the shit he was talking about, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, man. Back at it again, episode 45 in it beat. Real Rap Coalition podcast, you know what I'm saying? Today we're reviewing Tales from the Hood, 1995, you know what I'm saying? One of the classics. But before we get into that, we're going to introduce everybody. I am your host, Black Roots. Who else we got in here?
It's Art, man, aka David Allen Fear, man. What's up?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bob Celeste. BobCeleste.bandcamp.com. Function Volume 2 coming soon. Let's get it, man.
Hey, so I think what we're gonna start doing. So like from here, I'll say till what we got, like 7 more. Yeah, we got like 7 more weeks to a year. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start keeping track of the best names niggas come in here with, right? That's relative to the movies that we be watching, and then we're gonna have those names are gonna get what's it called? Nominated or whatever the fuck.
You just get another thing for KTL to get competitive over.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. He gonna be on your ass because you're gonna be I'm gonna start with yours. Because David Allen Fear is fire.
Thanks.
Word.
So yeah, then we gonna deem who has had the best name from this point to week 52. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But who wanna give first, Art, why exactly did you pick this movie?
Why did I pick this movie, man? I really have. I ain't like again. This is another nostalgic thing for me, man. This movie is. I'm not a horror movie person, but this is one of the only movies that scared me as a kid. This movie is direct to my phobia of like funerals and shit like that. Like I've only been in like 2 funerals in my life. I only go to funerals when I really feel like I owe that to the person, because I gotta face my fears and go. But yeah, this is, and for multiple reasons, not even just because it's in a funeral home, but it's multiple different like things that like linked to that phobia because of this movie. But yeah, it's a classic, man, in my opinion.
Bet that. Brief synopsis, however the fuck you say that word. No, I'm not drunk. Brief synopsis of the movie Luna, please.
So I think this is a kind of hard movie to put into like a synopsis because it's a little bit broken up, but essentially this is like a story with some vignettes, which are just like short stories within like a larger story. Yeah, these 3 dudes trying to do a drug deal or whatever. Somehow they doing that shit at a goddamn funeral home and shit.
Right.
But the guy in there is absolutely zany. He's crazy, and he's got some creepy ass stories to tell these niggas. And for all the stories that he tells them, they kind of cut it back, flashback style, and we get to see the events up close. There's not really much more you can say beyond that point, because I think every story's got its own little, I guess, sort of premise. So if you boys want to just run through each story, you know what I'm saying, one by one, and then get into the closure, you know what I'm saying, that's probably how we could rock this shit.
Well, first, that's a very good idea. We can go ahead and do that. First, I want to know what's everybody's favorite story of the 4.
Oh yeah, I thought we were gonna do that like towards the end. That was definitely gonna be a question of mine. But we can do it now.
So what's
My,
up,
my,
Art? What's your favorite one?
my favorite story might be, in my opinion, the second story. The with the boy with David Allen Greer. Yeah, that story.
You know what's crazy? And shout out to Pujols. He's a David Allen Greer hater. But I actually said that at the end of that story. I was like, you know what? This was very well written because I've seen this movie like quite a few times prior to watching it again for the show tonight. But I feel like that one was the best written, like it was put together really, really well. Out of all of them, I feel like that one was the best put together. Whereas I feel like the Crazy K shit, it was more impactful. You know what I'm saying?
It was the most impactful. Yeah, definitely. But that also, even though it was the most impactful, that I would say that might be my least favorite story because I feel like it's some plot holes in that shit. And we gonna talk about it like when we get to that.
What's up, Luno? 4 vignettes, as you referred to them. What's your favorite one?
Damn. So I think honestly, the thing is that some of them they got like this air of seriousness to them. Everything kind of serious because it's the signaling and stuff. It's big Spike Lee, so I knew exactly what he was trying to do with this movie. But there's a little bit of humor, bro. Like it's kind of like a funny movie too.
Facts.
I think that I started dying during the one with the president, nigga.
That's a very close second too.
That joint, like, just like, because we part of the fucked up generation where we can kind of laugh at some of the racist shit. So like I feel like he was just saying all this kind of stuff where like it just sounds so damn goofy. It's like funny. But as far as like kind of like interest and like what's really going on here, I feel like maybe the monster story, the first one. I feel like the monster story there, like, it wasn't no, what I'm saying, monster the way that they was making it seem like, but it was definitely like at the same time as it was, kind of sci-fi and weird, it was also like a commentary on like the black household, which is kind of slick.
That story scared me the most as you talking about the one I'm talking about with the little boy?
Yeah, because I think like at first I thought it was actually a monster. I don't think any gloves were off for this movie. I figured especially when I seen the little hand, the way they did the hand, it actually is a monster at the curb. And this nigga was talking about pulling up and actually doing something about the monster. But when I seen it was actually the motherfucking uncle, whoever be coming home, you know what I'm saying, beating everybody ass and shit like that.
That was the stepdad, right?
Yeah, stepdad,
mom's boyfriend, something like that.
Yeah. Shit was OD.
Not facts.
The director is not. Spike Lee produced the movie, but the director was the Rusty Cundiff. He's actually played the teacher nigga in that story.
Really?
Yeah, that's him. That's the director of the movie.
Yeah, they kind of look like Jay Black.
No way.
For real, so I was thinking when I seen him like champion, but
Sigma
he had a little suit too. It's crazy though. I was dying because that kid was beating up on Walter at school. He went to school and he did the drawings of the monster and Tyrone and shit. And when the teacher came out the room, he picked up the picture of Tyrone and crunched it up. All you hear is and then this dumbass, this other adult is there and shit like that. He said, "What happened to him?" He's like, "Well, he fell down randomly down the stairs or whatever." But how he broke both arms and both legs? Boy must have had some weak bones. So that shit killed me, bro.
My question
that's insane.
My question is, he said one of his friends from school told him to do that. Like, what type of fucking warlock? Like, who's that friend? Like, why did he go? Like,
nah, that friend is on to something, bro. Like, that friend got some demons that she done faced and conquered.
This nigga got the fucking. He got more power than the nigga from Death Note.
That's a fact. It take a little bit longer. He got to draw a whole ass picture. Like, writing the name is definitely easier, but like this nigga, you can defeat anybody with that shit.
Well, them drawings was
That's a
ass.
fire. That's power.
The drawings was definitely ass. Like it wasn't
That's a
no,
fact, but they was
it wasn't-
effective, were they not?
Yeah, it was effective. Yeah, most definitely. Like he didn't need to be no artist. He just said, "This is the monster." You know what I'm saying? This is Tyrone. You able to
Oh, we
crush that
did.
shit
I
up and
don't
kill him.
know if we started. I don't know if we starting like chronologically, but that's the second story. So you want to get to the first story first with the politician?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because that one is a close second. Well, no. That's not the first one.
The first one was with Clarence.
Was with Clarence,
police officer,
right?
right?
The police officer.
Yeah,
I think all of these were very impactful in different ways. So
That's what I meant. I meant like
with
he was
this
active,
one,
not a politician. He was active.
right. With this one, I think it spoke to a lot of things. I think it spoke to one, the life of a black cop back then and similar to now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that cops are looked at poorly in our community, but what's worse than a cop is a black cop. So he's in a position of a black rookie cop. He has the worst life as of right now in this period of time, because you don't have no say in nothing and everybody hates you just for no other reason than your skin color and your occupation and your position. You know what I'm saying?
I felt too that what's even stronger than that is actually how they point to the cognitive dissonance. He's a cop, he's trying to do his job. Simultaneously, he feels empathy for his brother. Right. Particularly when he's in a situation because of his race, and he figures out that the dude that's getting fucked up is actually a dude who's fighting to get niggas like him out of the situation they're in. Right.
Facts.
So
Facts.
Public figure, you know what I'm saying? He's outspoken about the racism and shit, and you want to do something about it. Now, one thing I will say is that those cops, like the way they portrayed them as ain't shit, look, they were working on this in 1995. So a lot of that shit was fresh. They added some levity to it, but I feel like even to nowadays, like it translates pretty well, yo. Like the energy.
Yeah, it's cops. It's cops that's still on the same type shit that was taught by and trained by cops like the cops that we seen in this movie.
You know, it was a line that was said that I don't know if I don't want to say I'm confused about it, but it actually like it might be just a double meaning though. When he was trying to get the other cop, which I think was like another rookie cop too, the other white dude that was in the car, he tried to get them to write him up, and he was like, "Man, these guys have bust their ass for all these years, and you better pay attention because it could be you." And that's like, all right, he's a black cop, so it could be him that's doing a police brutality, or it could be him that's getting his ass whooped. Like, which one was?
I think it was both. I think it was have sympathy for the cops that have been out here busting their ass, and be aware and be cautious and be fearful that if you get out of line, you could be on the other side of that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what it was too. I also think that some of the ways that they talk is like the ways that people speculate is what police culture is like. Right. When he was in the car giving Clarence the talking to, saying shit like, you know, you never violate the code. You never go and you report like a fellow cop. Yeah. You know, we're it's funny because this is 1995, but we get like the George Floyd case, for example. We get a lot of isolated cases of police brutality where it seems like the police precinct wants to cover up what happens. They get their paid leave and shit. We don't really get into the mind of like what the fuck is actually happening with these cases. Motherfuckers getting taught about the code to never report, and he's a black nigga that's getting targeted with shit. You feel me?
Right.
Nigga basically say, yo, this is what we do to black niggas, yo. So don't tell nobody. It's crazy. And not to mention the extent. It's one thing they do like a slang and then there's a court case and a trial and shit like that. Back then, they made him disappear. They fucking ejected that nigga, killed him permanently, and drove him off into water. That's wild, son. You couldn't do that and nobody don't find out today.
Bro, they injected that man with heroin, threw coke in his trunk, and then slid him off in a river, bro. Like that's like and the dude Clarence, he mentioned it. He's like, not only did you kill him, but you soiled his name. You know, you soiled his reputation.
Like now everybody, you know now even his people gonna turn on. Like,
exactly. He left this world with people thinking he's a hypocrite and a piece of shit.
Yeah. So I thought that
even that mural that was like I'm not even sure if that mural was a figment of his imagination or not, or if it was real. But if it was real, it didn't depict him as some type of hero. It was kind of like it was a pretty like
It was
grim,
dark
real,
looking.
yeah.
well, it's one thing to note that it's a pretty like straightforward, I guess, like Christian aphorism. Like their symbology, like they put him on the cross. Why? He died as a martyr.
Mm.
I mean, and I think also the use of street graffiti as a conduit was very true to the times as well. Obviously, black art is taking place on the walls with spray paint a lot more than you find it in the museums and shit. So I thought that it was very clever that they made the use of wall painting as the conduit of sort of black vengeance, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is my bad. This is probably the scariest story to me as a kid, bro. I had nightmares about that nigga.
That's crazy.
Were you
That's
scared at all
crazy.
watching it now? Because I didn't get any like spooky or like because I think the quality is just a little bit too
No.
far away for me to really get
No,
scared.
I get triggers. I get triggered by certain parts. That not scared though. Like
Yeah, I think the same for me. So like the most triggering shit for me was like the cop shit and the little boy shit. Cause like that's like I think all of these things throughout all of these stories, they happen today. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is not far from reality right now. It's just more televised so that you can see it when it happens. I think the thing that's probably the most impactful is the systematic racism and cop brutality. That shit is super fucking real, and it, depending on what scale, whether it's a politician or an activist or any of those, not to say that they're more important, but like media wise they're important to their community. It's damaging. It's very damaging to the community. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys have any numbers on the budget for this movie?
No, I don't.
I can look that up right now.
While you looking that
Yeah.
up, though, we didn't really go too deep into the cast. Though, like,
No, but it's only because I was gonna ask a question about what y'all thought about the shooting, the cinematography, like the way it was done for the times. And I think that we've reviewed some older numbers before. Mo Better Blues comes to mind.
Yeah.
An early piece, and I think in Mo Better Blues, it was like transcendent. Like it was shot in such a way where nowadays, if it was shot the same exact way, it would go over very well, I think.
Yeah, that's Spike Lee's signature like type of directing. Like I said, Spike Lee didn't really. I don't think he had a heavy hand in like directing the cinematography with this stuff. So I think if I'm not mistaken, Spike Lee's brother or cousin or something had the cinematography in this. So,
Yeah, because I think all else considered, like the visual part of it was definitely like mailed in a little bit. I didn't think it was like the cleanest that yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah, like I don't think that the cinematography itself was all that good, like the camera work and sort of the way they did it. But I thought that the flashing imagery and the messaging was extremely tasteful. So it's kind of a balance for me, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get into more of that as we get into the later stories. But
what I think
real quick, the budget for this, let me make sure this is right. Yeah, damn. $6 million.
Damn.
Yep. $6 million bucks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, how far is that $6 million going to take you in 2023? You know what I'm saying?
Not far at all, to be honest with you. Like the most you'll get is like a really good Tubi movie.
That's yeah. But no, what I was about to say is what I think makes this movie, like if anything makes the movie, is certain actors in the movie. Like like as serious as this movie is, the three most goofiest motherfuckers is the niggas that's in the like,
I want to just
that one nigga that just overacts in every hood movie he's in, bro. That just super like, you know what I'm talking about? The nigga that's always in every hood movie, bro.
Talking about the bald nigga?
Yeah, bro. He overacts.
Yeah, he was in Menace to Society. Nigga got beat the fuck up.
Yeah, bro. Like he's just super. Like gotta be super hard all the time. Pause. Like you gotta be.
I'm gonna educate the crowd a little bit. With money, when you talk about inflation, you hear your politicians talk about inflation a lot. So with inflation, we can kind of do estimates or calculations on how much their dollar would carry over to today. And $6 million, in 1995,
Mhm.
adjusted for inflation, that gives you the purchasing power in 2023 of about $12 million.
So it's
So,
only doubled.
so it's actually twice as much money, in today's money and shit like that, obviously. But when you think 12 million, that's still on the lower end of budgets for today. So this is all in all like a very low budget film.
Yeah,
Um,
with 6 million, you can get a really good Tubi movie. With 12 million, you can get a really, really good Tubi movie.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Clarence Williams the third, the mortician nigga, he's a pretty respected actor. I want to know how much of that money he got. Like
He was a little over the top. I think. I think it was necessary, but
It was
yeah,
you
definitely
could,
necessary for his character.
that's why I
yeah,
didn't mention him as far as over the top actors. Like I said, I think it was the three main like goofball niggas that was the most over the top. I mean, I
well,
guess it's comedy relief, but yeah.
they were comic relief for sure. I started out this movie laughing quite a bit because of them and shit like that. The antics and stuff like that. He said, how you gonna kill something that's already dead? A little foreshadowing action right there,
That's
right?
like refried beans. Like, why
Why don't you just fry him
fry
right
them
the
right the
first?
first time and get up out of there?
And I was like, that's a motherfucking fact, Like, why you don't just fry it right the first
And
time?
that
Bro,
would
I
be
swear to
that
God,
would
that's the highest thought question I've ever heard of. Like, nigga was stoned the fuck out when he thought of that shit.
That's a fact, boy. But yeah, that shit was dope. The Clarence story. And I think that the Walter story was a little bit more intimate. Like I felt that one a little bit more. The mom trying to cover for the shit. The deadbeat stepdad, whatever else. I think that shit was done extremely well. The action was corny. Like
Definitely. The sound effects for the punches was crazy whack. Like, nigga, psh, 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 like I feel like it was somebody in a microphone doing psh, psh, for the fucking punches.
or like kicking a goddamn stovetop or like some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit. Like I think even Drunken Master might have did a better job, and that shit was delayed.
Factual.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So they had the technology. They could have definitely did a little bit more at that part. Their focus was on the plot dynamics. I think they definitely didn't really give a motherfucker about what I'm saying, making that shit clean. But all in all, I thought it was dope. We definitely got to talk about this president story though. That nigga is a fucking warped ass motherfucker, bro.
So the first nigga that I noticed straight off the bat, and shit, I'm gonna have to look this up because I really want to get dude name right. The light skinned nigga that
who
was
they
like
called Rhodey, which is a crazy ass shit. Yo, Rhodey is always the president's assistant, bro.
Why, bro? And he a bitch ass nigga. Like,
he's a good actor. That's a good actor too. You can like.
Bro, did Marvel take that shit from this shit?
Maybe.
It's way too coincidental.
Niggas known for stealing shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's way too coincidental that Rhodey is the president's assistant, bro.
That's
cleaning up his messes, bro. But they had him fucked up, bro. Like, and you a black man and you gotta make it seem like this racist ass ex-KKK member is a fucking good ass president.
Because he getting paid, bro. He gotta total line type shit.
That same actor played Huey P. Newton in the movie too before. That's crazy.
Ooh, this name is crazy. Roger Guinevere Smith. So he looked like a white nigga in All About the Benjamins, but the nigga that got his fucking arm shot in All About the Benjamins, that's him.
He one of them Giancarlo Esposito niggas that just play any race and shit.
Facts. And I fuck with him anytime I see him. Like another movie, y'all might not have seen it. It's a Channing Tatum movie called Fighting. It's got I think it's got Terrence Howard in it.
I think it is. It does.
And it's a terrible fucking movie. But dude is in the movie or whatever, and he's firing that too. But like, I want to shout out one of the lines that he said. That nigga said, "Well, what about what he said? What about the ghosts and spooks?" And that nigga said, "The only spooks I'm scared of is the ones with guns." I said, "Bro, this is fucking hilarious, bro."
bro,
No way they
Yo.
just said this shit.
it was crazy. The other dude and then the politician nigga tried to repeat
He was
it.
about to say that shit.
He already said spooks. You might as well finish it. You already racist. You
He was like, the only spooks I'm scared of is you spooky reporters.
Yeah,
No.
Ha ha ha! Let me go hurry up and get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, bro. Well, yeah, you know how much of a bitch ass nigga you got for just niggas be just openly just racist, saying niggas, spooks, like this, like
Nah,
Yo,
nah,
son.
he wasn't even saying nigga. He was saying nigga. Like you are super racist if you add a R in there with the A. Nigga
Bro,
is way worse than nigger.
the times motherfuckers is coming, like niggas probably watched this in the 90s heated as fuck, racially conscious as fuck.
Facts.
Black niggas who watch this shit definitely felt this shit. And I feel like the way that niggas get down nowadays, they talk on social media, but they're not really with the smoke. I felt like niggas watched this in the 90s and definitely got active.
Facts.
Like there was already voices like NWA and shit already, like on the
Right.
front line talking that good shit. And so I felt like this was just fanning that exact flame. But yo, this nigga really did get hoed by a doll. We got to talk about it, man.
Now look, so Art was talking about the ones that like scared him the most as a kid. This one scared the fuck out of me as a kid, bro.
Yeah. The dogs is crazy. That's the main. That's like I remember the first time I ever seen it. I was mad young, and yeah, this shit did scare me.
Not like that these shits came out chronologically in this order, but from like going from watching Toy Story to watching this shit is insane.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they got like replicas of this little ugly ass dog online. Or
They probably do. They probably have the
to.
same fucking dolls somewhere on eBay for like $3 million or something.
They must have auctioned them shits off, bro.
Had to.
Although I wouldn't have even wanted that shit in my room. Like,
There's some creepy ass niggas that like that type of shit.
Oh, that's true. The white people. But
There you go. That shit probably hanging up in somebody's fucking living room on a noose right now.
Yeah,
this motherfucker had me weak, son. He had bolted that motherfucker to the dartboard and said, "I'm gonna shoot your nigga balls off."
This is why Pujo should have watched this movie, bro.
That's a fact, bro.
I told him he would have fucked with this movie for all the wrong reasons.
I guarantee you, Pujols would have flipped that white dude name. He would have flipped that dude name, bro. And came on here with a picture of him and everything.
Who was that dude playing the politician?
Let's see. He's one of the few white people in the movie. Where's my shit? All right, boom. Go back. Duane Whittaker.
I guess Dwayne Whitaker, right?
Dwayne Whitaker.
I'm wilding because I thought he was.
Why does it look like a mugshot, bro? Hold up, because nigga got in the picture that I'm looking at. It's like a stale ass gray background, and he's got like a green shirt on. This might be a mugshot, cuz.
It could have been his only movie for real. Did he get arrested?
Nah, he's got some other shit. It's like other shit from like the 90s and 80s. It's like Quantum Leap, Mr. Belvedere, Earther Face or something like that. The Bridge.
I thought at first he was Bill Maher, like the late show dude. Like I thought he was Bill Maher. Whatever, the real time nigga.
Oh, that would be very fit. That would be very fitting, actually.
It would be fitting. I mean, the real dude is a motherfucking Democrat, so I was like, damn, you started out acting in racist movies, like that's But yeah, that joint right there, that was like a good little sequence and shit like that. Keep it a bug with you, like that was another situation where they used the wall paintings, bro. Like, and I think that's a really strong device for this movie again. Just like
no way. This nigga's about to be, or was just in a movie called Colonials. That's hilarious.
You gotta think for these.
Yeah, he's still doing it, bro. Like going strong. It's an alien movie, but I feel like he's like racist against aliens or some shit, bro. Like
he must be, bro. Like this is no like this dude got a career out of hating niggas, I guess. Like that's how it be for real.
Professional nigga hater is crazy.
Nigga hit the painting and shit a bunch of times, and it created more white spots under that old lady sitting down and shit. Who was the old lady in that? And was that the woman who died in the house?
It was a
Yeah,
voodoo
so-
lady that transferred the souls of slaves into the
Yeah,
dolls.
she came along later. She wasn't like us, though she might have been a slave, but like in her later years, she came along and helped the slaves, have like a median to chill at until they move on.
Yeah, the house was formerly a plantation, right?
Facts.
So all the dolls was like dolls of like former slaves and shit, I guess.
Which low key, it looked like the house from Roots. Pause if necessary. I don't know, but
Yeah, bro. Roots is we might have to watch Roots on this podcast or something.
Fuck no.
That's gonna
Fuck
be.
no. Who else
We
would
might
leave the
have
fucking
to.
podcast if we watch Roots?
It'll be us three. It'll be us three right
And
here.
that's it.
That shit will turn him woke. I feel like he watched that shit. He gonna be like, I'll never tell another spook joke again.
Bullshit. If anything, he gonna tell more. Just in reference to that movie.
Matter of fact, you right. He won't come up in here and name Lordy Toby or something like.
I agree.
But yeah, that one right there was pretty interesting. Like honestly, the part of this movie that I kind of wanted to get into the most was really the Crazy K shit.
Facts.
That
And
was the
which
most
I wanted to point out, I think he had the best performance.
Oh yeah, for sure. That everybody in that story, because the lady, she's a really good actor too. She had a great performance in that movie. I mean, yeah, in that scene.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's Kunta Kinte. They made him call himself Toby and shit. The slave master wouldn't call him Kunta Kinte. He said, "Your name is Toby, nigga." Like, so I feel like you come up in here, Lordy Toby or something. Like,
so Lamont Bentley was the one that played Crazy K. He also played Hakeem from Moesha, in which he had some shit. As Hakeem, he was mostly like the comic relief type nigga, but in this, I feel like he did very fucking well, bro.
Yeah.
He definitely. I feel like they gave him some more responsibility. They gave him some depth.
Facts.
Puel's confirming he would have flipped that racism. Yeah, they give him more responsibility. One thing that I'm confused about is kind of what exactly they were trying to do, and I don't know what parts of it are reality and what parts aren't. So
okay,
that's what I was about to say. With I said plot holes earlier. Like,
yeah, right.
I think on a moral standpoint, I probably connected with this one the most. So it went from this nigga, and this niggas like this all around the fucking world, super tough gangster type niggas, right? Where they don't give a fuck about nothing. They had a shit life, so their goal is to make everybody else's life shitty in the worst way. You know what I'm saying? Like, only person he give a fuck about is himself. Drill the ops, them type niggas, right? That's who Crazy K was.
That was King Von, bro.
Facts. That nigga might have been Crazy Von.
Hold on. What is this nigga name? But the lady was calling him a name that didn't start with a K, bro.
It was like Jerome or some shit like that.
Yeah, bro. Like, where did the K come from?
Real name? Have no idea. No idea. Maybe he did a drive-by with an AK and niggas started calling him Crazy K.
Crazy K. Niggas just stand for killer.
Nicknames were so fucking ass back then. Like,
yeah, but I will say one thing is that nigga Crazy K sideburns was going crazy.
Bro, nigga had the 1990 Dwayne The Rock Johnson fucking sideburns, cuz like
the nigga had a K
sharp as a motherfucker.
Nigga had a K cut in the top of his head, not the back of his head, not the side of his head, the top of his head.
That nigga back then, that might have been some shit, bro. Like the sharp ass, like low sideburns, and then like some type of weird cut into the fade. That might have been some shit back then.
Yeah, I think it was crazy though.
Nigga didn't give a fuck about nobody. Nigga ran down on the op, seen talking shit, and didn't say much. Nigga said, "I heard you was talking shit." Blew his fucking like, chest out.
Maybe he had the money in his pocket, nigga.
Nigga said, "You been talking shit, bitch." Blah blah blah, and that was the end of it. Niggas ran down on him, and which I like how they brought that back around to. These were the niggas that were in the fucking shit. When they
seen the coffin, they alluded that they knew him already. So that was
in which I didn't catch that. You know, back in the day, I did not catch that at all.
Right.
Like watching this first time is when I realized, like, the nigga, bro, you ain't gonna believe this shit, bro. This shit crazy type shit.
Right. Yeah. But no, this story was definitely the most interesting. This was on some fucking Clockwork Orange type shit. Just but like I said, like I don't know this shit was it reality or not? Was it all is another the first story was like that too though, in my opinion. Like was that his reality or was he killing all them fucking cops and that just was going on in his head? Because remember they said they told him he was in the crazy dude. What's this nigga named Clarence?
Yeah.
The first, they was like, he went crazy, killed
His
three
real
cops.
name's Clarence. Say that.
he went crazy, killed 3 cops. But like most of them cops, the bodies ain't been like found. He turned one nigga to a mural. So where's the proof that he killed that cop? So what I'm thinking is like that was he was killing all them cops and all that shit was just going on in his head or some shit. And he really did kill them cops. And
Which
he
is
get
crazy. Like I feel like the symbolism right there is crazy. Cause like I had a homeboy I went to school with and he's a cop now and he went through this type shit when he first got in. Like he was very much isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like we grew up, you know, doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wanted like a better life and he wanted to make a difference. Same shit that I was on at one point.
Right.
But like he actually went through with that shit. And you know, there's like he was real close with my pops and shit. And I used to hear about the conversations that they would have. And there was a point in time where he kind of got brainwashed a little bit. Like I'd see some of the shit he posts on Facebook and shit. I'm like, man, they got his ass, man. Like they really got him like believing some of that shit.
I believe that shit. Like I feel like they really train them to be a certain way towards a certain people and all that. No matter what color you is, you feel me? But yeah, that's for another conversation. But no, well, I mean, it's I guess for this conversation is about it. But yeah.
But I mean, he done like basically he got popped up by them niggas after he shot the one, and then they put him inside like it's like he was locked up or whatever already.
Yeah.
I guess for murder and all type of other shit. They said you could get free as long as you go through some behavioral modification. They took him to some holding shit, and who was down there? It was that politician nigga. If I'm not mistaken, it was the same nigga, right?
No, I don't think that was the same. I was that same.
Was that the same dude? That was a different dude.
Yeah,
that was a different dude, bro.
That was
I think that was symbolism for how prison is. You know, prison is meant to be rehabilitation for criminals or just a sentence for them to live out the rest of their life so they're no longer a problem for society because they feel that there's no way that this person can be redeemed after the crime that they committed or whatever.
Right.
And then you get put in there with niggas like fucking KKK master over here. Like this nigga's crazy. He meant the KKK. You know what I'm saying? And it's niggas in there like that. You know, and these are the people that you have to live the rest of your life with.
Yeah, definitely. I had some type of theory on that too, though. Like I feel like the white dude that was I feel like he was on some low key kind of beyond scared straight type shit. Where like he had some sense because he taught him a lesson. Like, yo, what the people you kill, what color are they? Like, what color are they? You know what I mean?
You're not no different than me. Your goal is the same as mine. It's just
but he's in a rehabilitation. So I was thinking maybe he was some nigga that they actually got through to. Or somebody like he was. I feel like he's somebody that maybe they got through to. You know what I mean? Like so, and because she even said like I put you down there next to him for a reason. So I don't know.
I feel like her. Hold on, because I just had her name up, but Rosalina Cash, fire ass name. But I feel like she did an amazing job too.
Yeah.
When it was like kind of like the monologue when she was talking while dude was like spinning around in the fucking machine and shit. I thought that shit was super fucking fire. And I think that just that from like that to the solitary confinement shit where he was down there in the dark and the only thing he had to do was just think. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the life of an inmate. You know what I'm saying? You get put in here with all these fucked up people. It's hella shit going on, and you just gotta be to yourself the best you can and just do your fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this one had the most symbolism in it. This story.
I
And
was just a little bit confused at like what was like because eventually like when he was in that little moment like his he's linked up to the machine and all that. He's getting flashes of like black on black crime, white on black crime, and it's all happening all at once and sort of. And I'm like,
this fire ass West Coast Spice One song come playing. Like,
they were saying some wild shit in that song. They'll talk about how he gonna put the AK in that nigga ass and shit. Like I don't know what they was talking about in that song, bro.
What the fuck? I used to have that shit on my MP3 player, bro. I used to really listen to that shit because of this movie.
You would be the one out of all three of us to know exactly who that nigga is.
Yeah, bro. Spice One, bro.
I thought that was an unreleased Tupac song, nigga. Like I ain't know who the fuck that nigga was.
I'm dead. Yo, like, but that's the thing is like I feel like what they're trying to show with that scene is just like niggas die from everybody. It's not just white niggas killing niggas, black niggas killing niggas too. And like I feel like what they was trying to show is that when niggas kill each other, they just right by the side of like all them, you know what I'm saying, KKK niggas. Like y'all all responsible for the bloodshed.
They're helping the systematic racism speed up. You know, they're helping the KKK complete their objective faster. You know what I'm saying?
I think why this movie might have been, polarizing ratings wise and otherwise is precisely because of just how the movie itself didn't really seem to take itself too seriously, but they had like the audacity to also kind of bring people into that imagery. Like you might have thought this was like a jokey joke, funny ass movie, but we about to like make you look at some real shit. And I'm talking like it seemed like actual photos. Like I don't think that shit was fake, bro.
Yeah, no, all of that shit really fucking happened. None of that was like put together.
One of the pictures that actually fucked with me quite a bit was bro on the ground with the axe in his head.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
That was like one of the more graphic pictures I've seen in a minute. Like and yo, you telling me like niggas had the actual photos and put them in the movie? Like that's
these I've seen some of these photos in the Blacks and West Museum that like down the street from my house. I've seen them in history books. Like these are real. They definitely real pictures.
I think the one was like that stood out the most for me was it was a black kid on a noose. Dude had to be like 17, 18, something like that. But he had like a jean set on. Like he had a pair of some fresh ass jeans and a jean jacket on. I thought that was crazy. Like that shit still was going on in the 90s. Like motherfuckers was still getting ran down on.
That shit's still going on today.
Of course. But like to see it in a movie from that shit looked recent as fuck for that movie. You know what I'm saying?
That's and that's bold for them to put that in there too. Like that's a bold move. Like I don't think nobody will be bold enough to put like a recent death inside, like a picture of a recent death, and they probably cry about that shit.
Oh, they'll definitely cry. They'll definitely fucking throw a fucking fit. Yeah. BLM and be on their ass.
Most definitely.
But yeah, man. So we get to we get through the crazy case story, and I think it was super fire how they did that, the sequencing of that. Basically, all the jail shit really just happened in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in and out of consciousness, he's bleeding out and shit. And nigga say, nigga, fuck you, fucking shoot him the fuck up and shit, finish the job.
And I always like to think that like remember when he was given an ultimatum by the lady and shit, like finish this and you can get out. But he's like, no, fuck this. Let me go now. I'm gonna kill this bitch, snapping this neck. I feel like maybe I don't know. I could be reaching too much, but like maybe he was him making a choice, bro. Divine intervention could have stepped in if he made the right choice and shit. Like if he just
maybe the cops would have showed up right there at the last minute and saved his life type shit.
Yeah, it could have been like him making a choice in his life was literally flashing before his eyes, and he made the right choices or some shit like that. I don't know.
I don't think that's a reach. I think it's dope the way they did it, but had they done it like that, I think that would have been fire too.
Yeah.
But shit comes to an end with that story. the three goofy niggas, they done had enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck it, where the shit at, nigga? We about to blow your motherfucking head off, and if you don't take us to the stash type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yes.
This part right here,
oh
to
yes,
me,
the shit.
I'm sorry, but this part right here, I'm not even sure if I will call it like good or if I'll call it like lazy or
You
just
know,
they
when
just said fuck it
I'm
at
telling
the
you, bro,
end.
I watched this for the first time with my cousin, bro, and we thought this was the greatest twist in cinematic history, bro.
Ain't no way, bro. Like
When I first seen it, I'm like, yo.
All right,
it,
so let me illustrate real quick, describe what happened, and then y'all can give y'all's opinion on how this ended. You know what I'm saying? So nigga said, where's the shit at? We're gonna blow your motherfucking head off. Dude goes downstairs, leads them to where the shit at, and there's no shit. There is literally a bunch of shit. I couldn't really tell what all of these books were, but it looked like some biblical shit. Like it looked like these were like scripts or not scripts or scrolls, but like put in books and shit like that. Like this shit look biblical. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
nigga said it's in the coffins. You know what I'm saying? Go over to the coffins. These niggas open the coffins thinking they done, yeah, nigga, we about to get this shit, kill your ass and get the fuck up out of here. Open the motherfucking coffins and it's them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody opened their own coffin to see their own dead face right there.
I would have shit on myself.
And then from that, you get the infamous line. This ain't no funeral home. Welcome to hell, motherfuckers.
The worst CGI devil I ever seen.
Oh yeah, terrible. The fucking transition from him to being him to the devil was ass. It was
I'm sorry,
pure,
bro. That
unadulterated
shit was
assery.
that was goofy as fuck. Like I don't even. How do you play that off, bro?
The niggas on fire might have been worse.
Yeah, that PlayStation 1 fire.
I can definitely see niggas on fire like that in Metal Gear, nigga. The first one.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, back when we first seen this, bro, it had to be about 2000, maybe 3, 4 when we first seen this. Like niggas in like 4th, 5th grade, bro. They, like this, we ain't care about that, but we just thought like, bro, they in hell the whole time.
like, bro, like, but you would have noticed something changed. Like, y'all don't remember dying?
Yeah, like, I thought about that too. But you also like think about like a dream though. Like when you in a dream, you don't question how did you get wherever you at in the dream.
Facts. It's just happening and you just there. And then I've had dreams where I wake up thinking I'm still in the dream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but what thing that was crazy to me is that, well, I think Easy K was brought in to show that those three niggas are the ones who hit that drug in the first place. Like they hit the lick on that nigga, right?
Right.
And then so obviously the police actually popped them and shit. So it kind of shows that. But then so you telling me the devil created a vision, a collective vision for these niggas? You know what I'm saying? Just like to spook them or some shit. Like I'm not sure even what the hell that was. Like I guess the devil like gave them a vision that they went to go pick up some drugs from a funeral home and got told all these stories and all this other shit.
It's kind of like how they interpret getting to heaven is in any movie or show that they do it. They show you showing up to heaven. You know what I'm saying? They show you showing up to heaven's gates, and
because they all die at the same time, pretty much. Like,
yeah, facts. They all died within 60 seconds of each other.
So at first, it's like he was forgiven, right? Like the cops showed up and everything, but at the same time, he had that whole vision and shit, and still tried to kill that bitch when he was restrained. They said, "Yo, if you don't kill her, you can still be saved," and he didn't do it. He came back too, and they actually popped him. You know what I'm saying? It was, they was trying to show that like if you don't repent on your ways and shit, you going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
Not even just that, but like on some real shit, like. Stop the bullshit because this shit don't lead to nowhere but hell or jail. And that's exactly what it is. Nigga, Crazy K got popped up in his vision. He got saved by the cops and went to jail. And in the vision of or what actually happened with these other three niggas, they was on the road that they was on, continued on it, and died by the hand of the police or justice, if you feel that way.
Right.
Yeah, yo. Honestly, like I tried to take from this movie a little bit more than just what was on its surface, and there is a lot of like symbology and and messaging there. But I think beyond that, the film visually and acting wise was not capable of taking the material to like that next level.
Yeah, I would love to see. Like, that's why I would love like, and it sucks that they got like sequels that's 35 million times worse than this is. What this is.
Are you serious? Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
know there's more movies.
there's 3 of these, bro.
Do not watch those other sequels. Look, don't even waste your time, bro. I wish I didn't waste my time. But I would love to see I would love to see somebody like a Jordan Hill like do a remake of this or some shit like this. Like,
I feel like it'll be
remake would
super
be
dope.
cool.
I think it'll be super dope for it to make it a show.
yeah, that would be fun.
You know, of these stories and shit. I feel like that would be like Goosebumps but for niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be probably stronger because I think that the movie itself like sets you up to where like you were looking for some sort of resolution of all the time that you spent watching it. It's an hour and a half, so it's not like the longest movie, but one thing I did feel like was that after like the story to story thing ended and they started doing all the world bending, I was kind of just in this state of like, what is going on, yo?
Just trying to figure it out type shit.
Yeah, like I'm not even sure like what in God's name is happening right now, yo. But look, man, I don't know if y'all got any lingering thoughts about this actors, plot setting.
Yeah, I got some comments about actors. We ain't talking too much about. I mean,
try to talk directly into your phone. You kind of low.
My bad. You get me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going like we ain't really break down the actors and stuff. But they got some notable actors, especially black actors. You got my boy the little Walter Brandon Hammond. That's his name.
Facts. Yeah, Brandon Hammond. Yeah. So that's actually the little nigga at the beginning of Space Jam.
Yeah, he's that man.
Along with a bunch of other shit. Like he was in Soul Food and shit too.
Yeah, I call him the Black Macaulay Culkin, bro. He was all
that's Culkin, accurate as fuck.
Yeah, he was in all the white movies and he was in all black movies. So like, he's the Black Macaulay Culkin.
Nah, facts.
Then you got Paula J. Parker. She's in a lot of shit, Hustle and Flow, shit like that.
Damn, your microphone is doing some.
Oh, man, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, just do whatever the fuck you was just doing.
No, I'm bad. Yeah, Paula J. Parker, she was in Friday, Hustle and Flow, some other shit.
Idlewild.
Idlewild.
She was in that as well.
We already covered Samuel Monroe Jr. He's in Samuel every West Coast movie you could think of. Of course, David Allen Greer, Clarence,
of course, a legend. Yeah. All right,
absolutely.
I had to say that.
This movie made him a legend, man. Who else? Oh, Joe Torre. The other nigga, Stacy from the Wood. I don't know.
DeAndre Bonds.
Yeah. So yeah, you got the 3 niggas. Who else was in there? I think that was all the notable names.
I think that was all the notable names. There was another familiar face. I don't know what her name is, but she played Raven's mom in That's So Raven. She was like the nurse or some shit in the little boy movie story.
Yeah, small ass role. That's why I remember. That's a classic black all-star cast. You know?
That's a fact. Like there's the cast list of notable parts is long as fuck for this shit. Which I mean, duh, because it's a fucking multiple stories and shit like that.
Before too, I don't know where, but I feel like I've seen Clarence somewhere.
Anthony Griffin is his name. Let me see what else he's been in. So he was in the Bernie Mac show a little bit. I don't know what Masters of Horror is, but he was in that. He actually wasn't in a lot of shit. He was in Little Richard in 2000, which that might have been super ass.
That's where I know him from.
Of course you've seen that fucking movie. Of course you've seen that fucking movie.
He played Little Richard's brother, bro. That's how I know.
That's insane. Yeah. Of all this bullshit, because it's all bullshit. The only notable thing here is fucking Bernie Mac show. And he was probably only in like 3 episodes. But like, of all this shit, that's what you remember him for.
Little original story, bro. That movie fire,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
I was going to troll niggas and pick that one time.
I would have not showed up. I would have not shown up. Y'all would have had to figure out how to do this shit.
Yeah, bro. Oh, the lady at the jail, the lady she was in, she did the radio voice for the Warriors. Y'all watch that? Y'all see that movie? She was that
Radio voice for the Warriors.
the lady. She was pretty much she was the narrator for the whole movie. But she
Oh,
all you
okay, I
see,
got you.
all you seen was her lips in the whole movie, though. That's all you ain't see her face.
Rosalind, Rosalind.
And she was
Okay,
in that, and I think she was in that show, Touched by an Angel. I think I remember saying.
let's see. Let me go to this shit real quick. Damn, she was in a lot of white shit.
Yeah.
I'm
And I
guessing
think
she was
passed
in an
away.
episode of Fresh Prince. She was in an episode of Different World. A lot of this shit is white shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I see a lot of white, unfamiliar faces.
Nah, she's fire though.
She was definitely in more white shit than she was in black shit. This is crazy.
But yeah, that's all. You did pretty much name the entire cast.
And she was in, I just want to point this out. She was in a movie called The Monkey Hustle. I'm done with this bitch. I'm done. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and ratings.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll kick it off. Honestly, like I said before, there's a lot of good messaging and theme in this movie. I think that the things that it touches on is important and timeless. But despite that, you know, the action and the filming and the acting, a lot of that shit might have been some gobbledygook, some decent performances here and there. I think that the doctor lady toward the end was really good. Shorty definitely had like a good character. I thought that Crazy K, he had a break, like a kind of, you know, outstanding performance just because they gave him some more responsibility, putting him in a sensory deprivation and everything. I thought that was really strong. I also think that Walter made for like the kind of kid thrown into like the center of a chaotic situation, despondent home situation. I thought that he played through that very well as a child actor.
Holy shit. I did not. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point this out. I had no idea that he had died. Lamont Bentley. He died back in 2005. I did not know that shit.
That kid?
No,
Not the kid, the one that played Crazy K.
Oh, he died for real?
Yeah, he died from a car accident in 2005.
Yeah, I remember that.
I never knew that shit. That's crazy. And he was short as shit. This nigga was 5'8".
Yeah, I remember that. I remember they announced that on one of the park back in the day.
That's crazy.
I'm offended. Rest in peace. He definitely had a great performance. But all in all, the movie, which is supposed to be a thriller horror, watched a little bit more like a comedy horror with some random triggering imagery at the end. I think this movie could use like maybe like a rework, a modern reinvention through the eyes of a competent director who can use the racial gravity with some new production value and really synthesize like something that's watchable by the current audience. But all things considered, though, it was an interesting watch. Definitely entertaining, but maybe not in the way that the the film team was trying to get across. So I gave this one here 6.3.
Bet that. What's up, Art?
Go next one. Yeah, that's a good rating. So this is, like I said, this is more of a cult classic than anything. It's not really a cinematic. I don't even know in theaters. I can't even imagine it being in theaters, to be honest. But this is a cult classic, straight hood movie. So like a lot of hood movies don't really go for the cinematic, powers. They just go, they go for the commentary. They go for the dialogue and shit like that. So I can understand why this wouldn't be somebody's cup of tea. For me, this has got a special place in my heart, man. So I'm gonna give it a strong. I'm gonna give it an 8, strong 8.
All right, bet. So I agree with both sides of both Luno and Art. I think because the budget was so low, they weren't able to do a whole lot cinematography wise. You know what I'm saying? Like the shooting was kind of poor. You know, they got angles that they could get. You know what I'm saying? They made happen what they could make happen, what they could afford to make happen. You know what I'm saying? Even with $6 million, $6 million is still low for a movie in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So, given that, given that there were some very good performances throughout this movie, I think Brandon Hamill was one of them. Lamont Bentley was one of them. Rosalind Cash was one of them. You know what I'm saying? David Allen Greer was one of them as well. I've never seen him play not just a serious role, but a bad guy, essentially, like evil person. This nigga's running around beating up his kid and shit, and his wife. Like this nigga's a piece of shit.
And his teacher.
Facts, and his teacher. Niggas was throwing wild hands on everybody. But I've never seen him in that light, and so seeing him gives hints to what his range is, so maybe I need to go back and really comb through his filmography to find some other shit that he was in and watch more of that. I still believe that he's a fucking legend, but I also acknowledge that I haven't seen him in a lot of shit.
David Allen Greer, I think he went to Juilliard. That's the crazy part. Like, he's a Juilliard trained actor.
Oh yeah, the nigga came from Broadway, bro.
Yeah,
like he was one of them niggas out there too. But you know what I'm saying? Very good performances from certain actors. The stories were very thought-provoking. I think that was their main goal, and I think they accomplished their main goal to start a conversation. Even in this review that we've had more of a conversation on the message rather than actually talking about the cinematography or the dialogue for what it was and rating the dialogue, things of that nature, things that we usually talk about for other movies. We was more so focused on the message, and I think that's what they was focused on. So I think they accomplished what they were trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? With all that being said, I think I'm gonna give this a 7.2, and altogether that is 7.1.
All right. What's up, man? Solid.
All right, boom. So that being said, Luno, if you could, while you talk, send me a picture of the movie that you about to pick, because I forgot.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And
I'll make sure to drop it once I reveal it. And this movie here, I think it's actually a quite fitting choice. For 1995, I was very critical of this movie, because I felt like there's movies from the 90s that definitely had a really high ceiling, that actually made history, that had an impact on things within the genre that they were working in. And so for next week's movie, I figured I would take the same exact year, 1995, right? And give us, you know what I'm saying, a movie that's considered a blockbuster, a classic, a legendary movie by many. And it's one that I actually haven't seen yet. We recently watched Fury, and this movie happens to star that very same actor who played the commander, Brad Pitt, alongside names like Morgan Freeman as well as Kevin Spacey.
okay.
Next week's movie, 1995, Seven.
Fire. I've never seen this, but I've heard plenty of conversation about this movie.
You know what's crazy, bro? I thought Seven came out way after 1995. I thought that was in like mid 2000s.
This one is 1995 Black Roots. I'm gonna send you the image right now so that people can see next week's movie starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
I always wanted to see this too.
Mystery Crime 7, man.
That's the What's in the Box? That's that movie, right? I don't know.
It is definitely about what's in the box. This movie is actually rated quite highly because of its plot twist, and it's also said that this movie inspired a lot of psychological movies that follow after it. So I'm looking forward to watching this blockbuster with y'all next week, man. And we get to see Mr. Brad Pitt quite early in his career, being great, I think.
You got Brad Pitt coming back. You got Morgan Freeman coming back.
And I think this is the fastest that we've had actors show up in our movie picks. Also, I think, is this not the first time that we've had Morgan Freeman on here?
No, it's not.
Nope.
We had him on Lucky Number 11.
Duh, that was my pick. That was stupid. I mean, yeah. So we got two twos. You know what I'm saying? Second time for Brad Pitt and second time for Morgan Freeman. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be watching 1995. I almost said Slevin. 7. You know, and yeah, that's what we doing. Be sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe on our channel. Like the video, comment on the video, give us your take on the different stories that happen in Tales from the Hood. If you want to give an experience of the first time that you watched it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We look forward to having a conversation with y'all in the comments. We really very much appreciate y'all's interaction, and we appreciate y'all continuing to push our subscriptions and our likes for our videos, man. We really do appreciate that. Share this with your people. You know what I'm saying? If you got friends that fuck with movies or fuck with shows, you know, things like that, go ahead and send them the link and have them subscribe. Go in the comments, suggest a movie that you might want us to watch. We do side segments. We might start a segment called Fans Choice. You know what I'm saying? Where we start watching shit that y'all want us to watch, that y'all want to hear commentary on. You know what I'm saying? We do this for y'all. We do it because it's fun, and we do it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, gonna be back next week with 7, and we out, DB.
Hey. It's the podcast. Hey, it's the podcast. 7.